मेरा फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन इन दिल्ली,
हम्म।
और कह रहे हैं मैंने वो कौन सी स्पोर्ट्स कार है, एमजी की, जो बड़ी धांसू से आई है
ओ
आजकल।
फक, साइबर स्टोर, आई
स-
लव दैट कार,
ठीक है,
साइबर
हाँ।
स्टोर।
तो कह रहा है मैंने कहा, मैं कह रहा है तू किसके साथ पॉडकास्ट कर रहा है, मैंने कहा मैं वो है रोहित अय्यर, उसके साथ कर रहा हूँ पॉडकास्ट।
हाँ।
कह रहा है यार उसको बताइए, मैंने ना उसके, दिस फ्रेंड इज ऑल्सो अ कंटेंट क्रिएटर, कह रहा है मैंने उसको उसकी बातें सुन के ना 5 लाख का डिस्काउंट ले लिया उस पर। तो आई थिंक ही गॉट इट फॉर 80 or 75
हम्म।
एज अपोज टू द कॉस्ट प्राइस। Like, I don't know what you did, bro. So, what are these things you're talking about online where आप डिस्काउंट ले सकते हो? मोर टू इट, हमारे यहाँ पे जैसे हम गाड़ी खरीदते हैं तो हम लोकल डीलर को जानते हैं। कोई टोयोटा का बंदा है, हमें पता है लोकल बंदा है, घर के पास रहता है, तो हम उसे बोल सकते हैं सर कुछ देख लो, 1-2 लाख कर दो, अगर गाड़ी का टिकट प्राइस ज्यादा है। बट टू बी एबल टू गिव अ डिस्काउंट टू समवन who's practically had no connections in this world, right? That I think is amazing. So what are some of the ways to get a discount on a car?
You know, one of the very interesting things about negotiation overall. Now, when we're thinking about buying a brand new car, right? Like when you walk into a showroom or buy a second-hand car or anything, to be very honest, a lot of Indians have this belief. I think it comes down with negotiation, के
Mm-hmm.
जो the tactics that we have all thought about while growing up,
Mm-hmm.
that you need to have connections, networks. अगर थोड़ी सी पहचान रहेगी तो डिस्काउंट ज़्यादा मिलेगा.
Mm.
Significant discounts when buying at least a brand new car has nothing to do with networks. It's bare minimum simple tricks that you need to follow.
Mm.
But to be able to understand, and this is exactly what I do on my Instagram page as well, because it's not rocket science. The first thing you need to understand is what the seller is trying to do. You break it down into multiple parts, right? When we're walking into a showroom, we need to first understand how is the person that is selling you the car making money. Job, this is the art of negotiation across anything. Now I'm in sales, right? My main full-time job is that I sell software.
Mm.
So I understand the mindset of a sales guy, and I
Mm.
also understand the mindset of buyers.
And you haven't watched Rocket Singh?
And I have watched Rocket Singh,
Okay.
and I am a fan of that movie too. And I really like the character that Ranbir Kapoor plays in that movie. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. But yeah. So the idea is when you're going in to buy a car, think from the perspective of the seller and break it down into pieces. So the first thing you need to understand is how does the dealership make money? Now I'm going to tell you a very shocking fact over here. You'd be surprised to know that most car dealerships that you see, MG, Honda, Maruti, Hyundai, Kia, anything, their margins are between 2 to 4%.
Crazy.
अभी आप ये सोचो, आप बैंक में फिक्स डिपॉजिट डाल सकते हो, 7% कमा सकते हो. Why will you open a car showroom if your margins are only between 2 to 6%? It's
भाई,
facts, by the way, huh? It's stats. I can show it to you.
नो, I'm सरप्राइज, क्योंकि एम्प्लॉय का खर्चा, मेंटेनेंस, इतनी बड़ी शोरूम, रियल एस्टेट खरीदने का या रेंट का खर्चा,
Huh?
एंड व्हाई वुड यू डू इट?
Exactly. So why would so that's exactly what you need to start understanding. So when they sell you a car, the margins that they make are only between 2 to 6%. So clearly they're not making money when they sell you the car. So try to understand how they make money. The biggest place where they make money is selling you insurance. I'm going to get to this. They sell you insurance. Then when you go to a car showroom, there will be different stalls over there of different banks offering you loans. That's another source of commissions for them. All of those accessories that they make you buy. जब आप जाते हो showroom में, you're buying a 20-25 lakh rupee car. At that point in time, if I'm a sales guy, it's very easy for me to just come to you. 25 लाख खर्च कर रहे हो, थोड़ा सा 1 लाख डाल दो, आपकी गाड़ी शाइनी और थोड़े ज्यादा टाइम तक रहेगी. मेरा पीपीएफ करा लो. 1 लाख रुपए खर्च करोगे, आपकी गाड़ी 10 साल ब्रांड न्यू रहेगी. करा लो. लाइक 25 लाख खर्च कर रहा है यू, 1 लाख एक्स्ट्रा डालने में क्या फर्क पड़ता है? लेट्स डू दिस पीपीएफ. दैट्स एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एन एक्सेसरी. सर लेट्स बाय दीज फैंसी फ्लोर मैट्स. कुछ ना कुछ करके that dealer is going to sell you extra accessories. They're going to sell you an insurance policy and you're going to take a bank loan which is going to make you money. So while the dealership is only making 2 to 6% on selling you the car, these other places is where they end up making money. Now I'll give you the biggest place on how you can save money without negotiating at all. ये जो इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी आपको जो गाड़ी में बेचते हैं, I'll take a very simple example. Mahindra XUV 7XO just launched in the market. It's at around 30 lakh rupees on road. If you look at the insurance component on that Mahindra XUV 7XO, you will see that the dealership is charging you 1.5 lakh rupees for an insurance policy. अभी आप सोच रहे होगे कि ये लोग 1.5 लाख ले रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा क्वालिटी का इंश्योरेंस होएगा. I'll tell you another thing. that 1.5 lakh insurance policy that they're giving you is garbage. I'm not saying this is Mahindra. I'm saying that this is the dealerships across all car brands. The insurance policy that you get by default with the car when buying it from a showroom is garbage. Now log on to a simple platform like policybazaar.com. Gaadi select karo. You can do this before buying a car as well. So the salesperson will tell you that if you want to take the car outside the dealership, you have to buy the insurance from us. That's not true. Government policy, you can buy your insurance from absolutely anywhere. So let's say you log on to Policy Bazaar, select every single add-on which actually makes your insurance good. Zero dep, consumables, engine protect, rat protect, सारे चीजें add कर दो. Select the maximum level of coverage as well. You will see that insurance policy maxes out at a maximum of 65,000 rupees.
That's just crazy.
1 lakh रुपए के savings वहीं पर हो जाते हैं. When you think about 1 lakh rupee savings on a 30 lakh rupee car, that's still a lot of money. That's 1 lakh rupee savings. And now what happens is, right, when you go to a showroom, the salesperson is not going to let that happen easily. He'll be like, sir, आप बाहर से insurance policy लोगे, so how will you get the claim settled? You will have to pay a upfront amount of money to get your claim processed. If you take insurance from me, you won't have to do that. I will fast track your insurance on a priority basis, this, that. You can't even walk out of my dealership without buying an insurance. They will come up and they'll try making every excuse possible in the book. It's all a lie. I'm a salesperson. I can tell you that when it comes to making a deal, there is anything a salesperson can say right at the end of the day to make a deal. You can buy insurance policies from absolutely everywhere. On Policy Bazaar, this is not sponsored by Policy Bazaar. I get no money from Policy Bazaar, but Policy Bazaar is a great platform to actually buy insurance policies. Even Acko is a great platform as well. So they have cashless centers listed on the insurance policy, and 90% of the time, that same dealership that you're buying your car from, their service center will also be listed on the document. I'll tell you what I did with one of my friends. So I have a friend, his name is Anand, he lives in Chennai. This is about 1 year ago. He wanted to buy the XUV 700. I love the XUV 700. I love the XUV 7XO. They're two of my favorite cars. 700 is now discontinued. तो मैंने ही उसको बोला था XUV 700 ले ले, best गाड़ी है. Now he went to a local dealership. The insurance company gave him a quote of 150. I found him an option of 50,000-60,000 rupees on Policy Bazaar. We were having a conversation over a period of 1 week. He comes to me. He's like, bro, I don't mind buying this insurance from Policy Bazaar, but the dealership is telling me that his service center will not be covered in cashless. So I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's go to the policy that we were having a look at. We went into the terms and conditions. That same car dealership in Chennai that he was going to buy his car from, that same service center was listed in the TNCs. I'm like, look at it.
That's just outright lying.
It is outright lying.
So car salesmen, that's why they have such a horrible reputation.
Yes, exactly why. Because see, at the end of the day, they have a bad reputation and they're doing it for a reason. And that's exactly why I, for example, made this page Cars with Rohit as well. I can give you a proper number. 99% of Indians have no idea on how to buy a car. They'll go on YouTube, they'll watch videos, they'll decide which car they want to buy. Everyone wants a Hyundai Creta, everyone wants a Kia Seltos, everyone wants a Maruti or a Tata Tiago. They'll make that decision very well. There's plenty of creators telling you which car is good or not. But 99% of the people, unfortunately, have no idea about how to save money on buying that car. I can say it easily. 99% of the people that walk into a showroom to buy a car, people are buying cars right now, this very second. They're getting a bad deal. They're giving money, free money, away to car dealerships, which they should not be giving. Insurance policy is one such way. The PPF that I was talking about, जिसके लिए car dealership 1 lakh रुपए charge करेगा. You can go to a top of the line Aegis PPF provider in Mumbai that will provide you the best anti-yellowing, scratch healing quality PPF for 60,000 in the market. और आपको जो 1 लाख रुपए का PPF मार्केट में मिलेगा, वो शोरूम में मिलेगा, वो घटिया क्वालिटी का होने वाला है. Because think about this, right? Think about from the point of a business owner. Your job is to maximize profits. How does a business owner maximize profits? They bring down their cost and they increase price, right? So you bring down costs, you increase price. That is the fundamental of a business. Now, you're a car dealership. You want to sell an insurance policy. You're only making 2 to 6% on selling that car. आपको insurance से कमाना है पैसे. आपको एक्सेसरीज से कमाने हैं पैसे, तो आप क्या करोगे? आप क्वालिटी गिरा दोगे, आपको फर्क भी नहीं पड़ेगा. Because when a buyer is coming to your showroom, they have trust in you. That if I buy something from Maruti, it's going to be top quality. If I buy something from Honda, it's going to be top quality. They trust you as soon as they walk in. You can play on that trust. They drop the quality, they increase the price. 60,000 insurance for 1,50,000. The quality of that insurance policy is only equivalent to 30,000. These are games. And I'll tell you one way. A lot of people are going to comment on this YouTube video and on the reel if you upload it, saying that के dealer मेरे को ये करने देगा ही नहीं. Like the dealer will not give me pre-negotiated discounts. He will not let me buy the car from him if I don't buy insurance policy from him. I'll tell you another hack that you can do. Policy Bazaar से quote ले लो. That guy wants to sell you the car. The moment you tell him, and I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 dealers will do this. The moment you tell your dealer that you have a quote from Policy Bazaar, the moment you tell your dealer that you have a quote from Policy Bazaar and he's giving you that 1,50,000 insurance for 60,000, he's also smart. उसको भी मालूम है कि अभी मैं इसको ज़्यादा convince नहीं करता हूँ. I'll match it. Every single dealer, or at least 9 out of 10 dealers, will match that exact same quality of insurance at that exact same price. You don't have to go to Policy Bazaar. You don't have to buy the insurance from there. The car dealership will do it for you. Why? Because you did one simple thing of logging on to Policy Bazaar, seeing the actual rate and showing the person on their face. This is not
You slash their
negotiation.
margins, but they still made the sale. You're happy as well.
They still made the sale. They will still make some money on the insurance. And it's all statistics at the end of the day. When a salesperson has to report to their manager at the end of the month, they have metrics which are being tracked कि मैंने इतने insurance policies बेचे हैं, मैंने इतने गाड़ियाँ बेचे हैं, मैंने इतने accessories बेचे हैं. Sometimes it's not purely about the margins because salespeople don't always care about the margin, right? They care about their performance numbers internally at the dealership so that they can keep...
Volume of sales?
Exactly. So it impacts volume of sales. Insurance policy तो फिर भी बिक रहा है. थोड़ा पैसा वो लोग फिर भी कमाएंगे. Something is better than nothing. Had you bought that insurance policy from Policy Bazaar, they would make nothing. At least if they can match it, they can give you that benefit. So 9 out of 10 times, the dealership is just going to match the insurance policy that you get.
Does this also happen at the top? Like if I go to a Mercedes, or better yet, if I go to a Land Rover, right?
Yeah.
Or if I go to a Maserati.
Yeah.
वहाँ पे I'm assuming the salesman is more interested in maintaining brand prestige, maintaining exclusivity and all or whatnot. So any degree of negotiation या फिर तू मैं is frowned upon. So
Yeah.
does that happen at the top as well?
So at the top, actually, the game is very different. We're going to get into that. Now, the reason I'm saying the game is different is because Mercedes and BMW particularly have such good financial plans that they make it easy for you to buy their cars. But let's talk about the dealership point of view here. If you go to a Mercedes or a BMW, the same fundamental is happening there too. They also are overcharging for their insurance policies, and you can, even over there, get your insurance policy from Policy Bazaar, show it to them, and take it on your own. That's
Right.
possible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's possible. You can do that. The only thing is that the customers that are walking in to these dealerships, like you said, उनको वो सब तू मैं नहीं करनी होती है.
Huh.
But you can do it. I'll tell you one thing. So I do a lot of consultings with a lot of rich people that want to buy these luxury cars.
Sure.
So just a month ago, I took one person, we'll discuss that later. I took him to the MG Select showroom. I showed him the MG M9. I showed him the Cyberster. I showed him the Cyberster and the MG M9. I also took him to Volvo, and I also took him to BMW. While we were taking test drives of the car, and while the salesperson was showing us the on-road price, the quote, everything, मैं कान में बोल रहा था, ये इंश्योरेंस के प्राइस का वरी मत करो, ये 2.5-3 लाख बोल रहे, we can easily get it down to 80-90,000. I opened Policy Bazaar, I showed it to them. When these rich people have someone like a consultant by their side, they're much more open to it because they're not making the decision. Someone like me is doing it.
You're the bad cop.
I'm the bad cop, right? I'm taking the role of the bad cop.
You're the tour guide with the Gora who's trying to be fleeced by the Indian trinket seller.
So over there, I'm able to help people. But, over there is another aspect that enters into mind and even would enter my aspect as well. When you're spending so much money on a BMW or a Mercedes, do you really want to cheapen out and, go for an insurance policy which is not covered by BMW itself. Because you have to understand that BMW and Mercedes, companies like that, they also have their own insurance tie-ups where they're actually providing you something different, which is more in lines with their service centers.
Right.
So when it comes to high-end cars, it can be a little tricky. But if we're talking about 95% of the market, which is people buying Hyundais, Kias, Hondas, they have absolutely no reason to buy an insurance policy that the dealer is giving you. They can very well pick up any policy because they're all going to do a good job.
Got
Acco,
it.
for example, is Acco. One of the reasons I love Acco, and this is not even sponsored by Acco or anything like that. Again, I'm not making any money from Acco, but Acco is a digital company. Now, I'll tell you my psyche behind preferring Acco as an insurance provider. So, my car insurance is from Acco. Acco is a digital company. They're very new age. They're also trying to acquire customers right now. We've seen this often. Whenever a company enters the market, when they want to acquire users, they burn a lot of money.
Correct.
So the consumers benefit. Now, if you go on to, and Acco has a very nice app also, like rather than going on to Policy Bazaar or doing all that research about insurance policies, when I log on to an Acco interface and I see such a clean platform to make settlements and to do absolutely everything and even to buy a policy, it feels very good from my point of view. And they're very reasonable. So Acco is a great option to buy very reasonable policies, and you can always find good deals on Policy Bazaar. But this is the very first thing that I tell people about. See, when you're buying a car, you're buying it for yourself and you're paying a good amount of money. 5 minute ka research kar lo. You can save 1 lakh of rupees. Like your friend, he saved 5 lakh rupees on the cyber store.
Yeah.
Even bare minimum, what he would have done is he would have played around with the insurance policy. He would have gone at the end of the month, negotiated based on that. That's another thing, by the way.
He saved roughly 5 to 6%.
Yeah, 5 to 6% is a lot of money. And these are a couple of things, like I said, insurance policy bahar se kharid lo, accessories bahar se kharid lo. Bank, when you're talking about a bank loan, negotiate with your own bank internally and see what they can do for you based on your credit score.
I have a question. So let's just say that I'm going to buy a car. Currently in the middle of a car buying decision. Actually, it's just been passed, right? Used to have an Innova, getting the new one. So talk to car experts in the family. मैं नहीं था. I was on a decision. I came in much later. Someone recommended the most base model, right?
Okay.
Which is what? VXO से पहले क्या आता है?
वो देखना पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Some
base model. Let's
some
call it
base model, right? Someone recommended VXO और मैंने भी Grok के ऊपर उसको comparison करा था. फिर ZXO है. And then there's ZX. So my father said कि 3-4 लाख रुपए बच जाएं क्योंकि हमारे को ADAS की जरूरत नहीं है, तो हमने ZX ले लिया. मैंने कहा बढ़िया, ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. I like the car. I've seen it. My friend has it. It's a great car. You can never go wrong with an Innova.
Yeah.
Best for road trips, best for older people to sit in the back, all of that. This whole thing took about 2 to 3 weeks. The car is booked and whatnot. But they did it through a local dealer and then he got it done. पता नहीं क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ. My whole thing is, why are base models made to look so unattractive? And why do people still end up buying base models? And what is that loss of prestige that you get in base models that is boosted? It's like, मैंने तो top model खरीदी है गाड़ी की.
So I'll tell you one thing. Base models mainly exist for headlines. And it's all marketing and business at the end of the day. I'll explain it to you. Now, we have seen a lot of new launches happening over the last 1 year. The Indian car market is actually picking up. There's a lot of new cars launching and a lot of cars are being sold also. So it's a great time for Indian automobile manufacturers. Recently, we had the Tata Sierra launch. We had a new Kia Seltos. We had the Tata Harrier EV. The list goes on and on. Whenever these cars make a media event when they're launching a brand new car, one of the things that they will do is starting at. Because that gets headlines now. Tata Sierra, if you have to buy a good Tata Sierra, it's going to cost you 20 to 25 lakhs. But the base variant starts at about 12 to 13 lakhs.
That's crazy.
So that's your marketing highlight right there. Tata Sierra launching at 13 lakh rupees. वो जब देखेंगे तो people that have a budget of 15 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 लाख वाला बजट भी वाला 10 लाख के बजट वाला भी देखेगा.
पुश करेगा अपने
ठीक
आप
है, 2 लाख ज्यादा है, starting at 12-13 lakhs. देख लेता हूँ टाटा सियरा क्या है. अच्छी वाली गाड़ी तो 25 लाख खर्च करने के लिए मिलेगी. If you start looking at a base model Tata Sierra, it's going to be skimmed down on so many features. I'll get to why feature skimming happens as well. But if we're talking about base models, why they exist, they're basically there to let buyers believe that this company is not ripping me off and I do have an entry point at a cheaper price if I want it. So now the brand has basically passed on the responsibility from their side to the buyer. कि देख भाई, I am giving you the option to enter to Tata Sierra at 13 lakhs. हाँ, मेरे पास 25 लाख वाले भी टाटा सियरा है. गाड़ी अच्छी सिर्फ वो 25 लाख वाली टाटा सियरा है, बट मैंने तो तेरे को ऑप्शन दिया ना.
But what's the problem with the base model? That's what I'm like. ऐसा क्या है उसके अंदर? खराब क्या है base model में?
खराब, so your engine is going to be the same, the core
हाँ.
fundamentals of the car are going to be the same, but it's always about feature skimming. They will take certain features away which are very, very important, and they will take it away from the base model because they don't want to sell the base model. In fact, I'll tell you something. The base model has the highest profit margins for the manufacturer and for the dealership at times too. Do you want to know why?
Why?
While they're starting that car off at 14 lakh rupees, उसमें बहुत सारे features वो लोग डाल रहे ही नहीं है, which could have been there in that price point, but they're not putting it there so that they can upsell you. थोड़ा थोड़ा कर करके they upsell you, and as you get upsold slightly, you're always like, okay, वो दूसरा वाला जगह इतना दूर नहीं है. I think I can achieve it immediately.
It's just classic pricing and marketing. Simple.
Apple does it best. There are case studies of how Apple prices its iPhone 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max. There are case studies on how Apple psychologically alters your mind to go for the 17 Pro. The 17 will not be a good phone. The 17 Plus will be an absolute trash phone. I don't think a 17 Plus exists only this time. They launched the Air. But that's the type of concept that I'm explaining. They will create cheap products which you would not want to buy because they will lack the most basic features. So while they got you through the door, 14 lakh का price tag बताकर they got you through the door of considering the Tata Sierra. अभी छोटे छोटे features के लिए they'll keep upselling you because these are what you need. And once I have convinced you कि at least think about spending 14 lakhs, it's not that tough to take you from 14 to 20. पहले मैं 14 to 16 कर दूंगा, फिर 16 to 17, बाद में आप अपने आप 17 से 20 आ जाओगे.
आपको फिर कार लोन भी तो दे दिया जाएगा, डाउन पेमेंट.
Car loans are there. That's another thing in the Indian market. Financing has increased so much in India over the last decade that people are able to make any purchase they want, whether or not they afford it or not. And I'll give you a very good example. And this is actually one of the tough parts of being I'm a car creator, but I'm also on the finance side. So, a lot of car influencers, we talk about the 24-10 rule, about how your EMI for a car should not exceed more than 10% of your monthly income. Now, a lot of people find this very stupid. They say कि भाई इंडिया में लोग इतनी पैसे कमाते ही नहीं है. अगर हम लोग सिर्फ 10% अपने सैलरी का गाड़ी पर खर्च करेंगे, then everyone will be driving a Zen or an Alto or a Wagoner. I understand that perspective. Everyone wants to buy a car, but this is exactly how car financing has started existing in such a large scale. Right. People are spending way more than they can afford. Look at iPhones, for example. iPhones, everyone has an iPhone, and I think 80-90% of them are on loans. Correct. People are taking loans left, right, center, getting into a 5-year EMI, 7-year EMI, and it's not always the smartest thing to do. I'll give you my example. I'm 31 right now. I bought my first car at the age of 29. I bought a Honda City. I paid 18 lakh rupees for it. And this was into the period where my EMI was somewhere around 15% of my salary. So even I waited. कि यार इतने जल्दी गाड़ी नहीं खरीदते. I've bought a good car. It's 17 lakh rupees what I paid for it. I bought a used car. We can talk about later how I saved crazy amount of money on that as well.
You talk only in Instagram hooks, by the way. How I saved a crazy amount of money on the car.
I guess I've gotten used to those Instagram hooks.
No, your delivery is off the charts. Like I feel like every single thing you say is just optimized. Crazy. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So these are the type of mistakes that people are making. And that's exactly why I exist, to be very honest. You don't need to be making such careless moves and taking 5-year, 7-year loans to be buying a car. It's all social pressure. It's all what you see on Instagram. There will be one reel, someone will be flashing their fancy car. It doesn't even have to be fancy. It could be any car. They'll be flashing their car. Suddenly there will be a societal signal that this person is doing better than me. I need to buy a car which is way beyond my salary. This is not how things work. Be wise and just buy cars in a smart way. You will make a big difference and you will have a very good car.
You've just isolated half of Delhi by saying that. It's a massive prestige contest. Who's got the better car? Let me ask you something then. You said the brand makes the most amount of money on a base model.
हाँ.
But if the top model has various vital features, why do they make less money on it? Because technically आपकी गाड़ी तो और महंगी है ना.
But when it comes to the top end models, those automatically sell more, right? So the base models, they're not even trying to sell it.
So they make money per unit on the base models, not by volume, but by individual sale, and they make money by volume on the top models.
There are different margins on every single variant. Obviously, that type of data isn't readily available for me, but it's pure logic. When you're talking about a base car which has only the core. Now, let's say you're a manufacturer of a car, right? आप जब लाइन में गाड़ी बना रहे हो, like the default of a car is all the same. Like depending on the engine trim that you go for, the engine variant that you go for, those basic cars are all the same. So you produce that, let's say, in one go. And then on top of that, for each variant, you have to add different features. As you're adding features, now depending on the pricing that you choose, your margins can vary. But at the end of the day, these are all tricks and ploys made for marketing purposes. The marketing team and the pricing team work in tandem together to be able to decide where my car's base price is going to start off, what features am I not going to add in this car so that I can upsell. These are very, very complicated decisions. I am not an expert in the entire, and nor is this data available. So I can't necessarily get into the exact things of what's happening behind their psychological minds. But I can tell you this. Base model cars purely exist from headline point of view.
Got it.
They're not necessarily good cars. The best variant to honestly buy is usually in the middle.
That's what they want you to buy anyway.
They want you to buy the middle variant. Everything else you can upgrade aftermarket. A lot of the things can be upgraded aftermarket. And the correct variant, I mean, there's no simple rule कि हमेशा बीच का variant खरीदो. Sometimes the top of the line variant is most important for you. I drive a top of the line Honda City because that's important for me. Because I wanted those type of features, because I like a certain comfort in my car, I went for the top of the line Honda City. So you can go through my Instagram, I have never told people which variant to buy. Top variant lena hai, top variant low, but know what you want. For example, you were very clear. I don't want ADAS in my car. So when you go to buy a top of the line, so you don't need the ZX optional high cross. Because that comes with ADAS. You don't want ADAS, so you don't have to buy the ZX optional. You can buy the ZX, which comes right after.
The ADAS has caused an actual accident in my Mercedes.
Oh, reverse brake. मतलब पीछे से.
हाँ. लोग तो गए आके. It was with the driver, but it's like that. I don't think that is made for Indian roads. I don't think that's a nice thing to have. I loved your last reel about women driving. I'll tell you why. I personally, my favorite date, quote unquote, is a woman driving और मैं अपनी सीट ना पीछे लिटा लेता हूँ ऐसे.
Bro, you and I are the same. मैं भी बहुत करता हूँ, bro.
Cheers. मुझे बहुत मजे आते हैं कि जब मैं सीट पीछे लिटा लेता हूँ. Usually like whoever drives is generally a good driver. It's none of those drivers like that, right? She's enjoying it. She's navigating it. I feel like a lion of her pride, and she's the lioness doing the hunting. Yeah. I fucking enjoy it. I'm doing phone calls, right? I'm like, like holding hands and shit. I'm having a blast. And I'm like, this is so good. For once, she wants to drive. And now, I was exiting a place with this girl, and we got the car from the valet. बंदे उसको और मेरे को देख के हंस रहे हैं कि राजस्थान, of course. So like, लोग कह रहे हैं कि ये क्या मतलब? It's like a bunch of these 5-6 dudes are laughing, and we're both wearing sunglasses. We're laughing as well because the irony is very evident that we don't give a fuck. But the valet comes and says, "Sir, चाबी में मैडम को दो चाबी, मैं नहीं चला रहा गाड़ी." And I mean, man, I really think it's a great luxury. Like from a male standpoint, it's a great blessing to have a woman drive, and then she'll play her music, drive you around. You can have a fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
I see. There is nothing about gender here. I just think it's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
बंदे drive कर रहे होते हैं ना, they want to keep you stimulated. Like ये बात वो बात. You have to be sort of up and like joking and whatnot. So I mean, that's just my experience. Like enjoying being driven by a woman.
Honestly, I personally, I mean, we've all heard this, right? And I find it very annoying. I've always found it very annoying. And I was never able to understand why people keep doing this and saying this. Countless memes. Society has just this genuine issue that I had. And that's why I actually did this script. There are lots of negatives as well that this reel could have blown up on my face, but I still decided to do it. See, society has progressed so much. We all believe in equality. We all believe in being good humans. But people still keep demeaning women. they make them lesser confident. They don't give them the support. They don't give them the freedom to be able to drive a car. And that is, if that's not patriarchy, what is it? Like, for some reason, a lot of men from good families, educated men, that irritates me the most. If you're educated, if you're well off in life, you have liberal mindsets, even then you're still going after women and calling them bad drivers. And why? Like, there is no space for such a mindset in society, is what I feel. And forget even the statistics. The statistics show that most of the fatal accidents happen with men behind the wheel. Now, people will comment, they're commenting on my reel as well, that 86% of the fatal accidents happen with men behind the wheel. But that's because 94% of the drivers are men as well. But if we go into the data of why these fatal accidents are happening, these fatal accidents happen because of drunk driving, lane switching, aggressive driving. We know women do not usually drive like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. There is no skill. This is another problem which has irritated me a lot with Indian society. I live in India, so I can speak for India. How is being able to drive while drunk cool? It's become a thing of pride for men. कि भाई मैंने 3 ड्रिंक पी है, भाई तेरा घर तेरे को पहुंचा देगा. भाई, I don't want to go with you. Why are you taking this as a pride? If you can drive drunk, why is that something of pride? These are not the type of things that women even think about. You have Uber, you have DriveU. Stop trying to be so toxic and trying to drive a car while you're drunk. You're putting people at risk. Fatal accidents are happening. And yeah, this entire mindset of about how women can't drive, it's just not true. Driving has nothing to do with gender. Driving is just about a skill that you pick up. I mean, how does gender make a difference? If anything, gender can probably make you more aggressive, like in the sense of men, and we end up making more accidents. So then how are women worse off than men? If men are making more if men are making more mistakes because of aggressive driving, then doesn't that make women better drivers? Doesn't that make women better drivers? And I'm not even saying that. I just want equality. Like, I want this entire thing to end. I don't like jokes being seen of people saying that women can't drive. I don't like that comment being made. I don't like it when I'm driving with somebody else. Some person will make a mistake. अरे वो mistake हुआ क्योंकि वो औरत है.
अरे हाँ, ladies driver है,
Bad driver, bad driver होता है. What does gender have to do with it?
Yeah, no, it also, this culture is mostly propagated by, I think it's by rural men who often work as drivers, commenting on urban women, because it's a way to sort of get back at it. मैंने देखा usually drivers ही करते हैं. Usually, generally drivers are some of the worst commenters on that.
If that was true, I would probably still be okay with it. Unfortunately, it's not true. It's educated men. It's educated men, affluent men, even they're making these comments. And that's why I had such an issue and decided to cover this topic. I wish it was only the drivers, but unfortunately, it's not.
No, I love it, man. I really think it's like, okay, when was the last time you ever relaxed in a car? Like, with your friend? मैं अगर अपने दोस्त, अगर मेरा मेल फ्रेंड है और मैं लेटा भी हूँ ना गाड़ी में, तो वो पक्का मेरे को टपली मारने की सोचेगा. आई जस्ट थिंक लाइक दैट. लाइक आई एम नॉट सेफ, क्योंकि वो कोई कमेंट पास कर सकता है, बोल सकता है उठ इस बारे में बात कर, या फिर वो गाली दे सकता है मेरे को. मैं ऐसे कैसे बैठ सकता हूँ कि मेरा दोस्त चला रहा है, मैं सो रहा हूँ. It has to be mutually agreed upon first. But I can do that for a moment because she's going to be respectful and nice. She's going to drive like an. Also, yeah, you're right. I was telling you off camera, like, who you are, how finicky or agitated you are is reflected in your driving. और हम देखते हैं भाई, everyone has oversped, right? Everyone's done that whole aggressive thing in traffic. The car and how you drive is an extension of how you think. And it takes a lot of effort to be a good driver. Fundamentally put, for someone who does 6,000 kilometer road trips like they mean nothing, है ना? How does one become a good driver? मैं ये सही में जानना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं भी ना जैसे अच्छी गाड़ी तेज चलाऊंगा, ठीक है? मैं अभी आ रहा था जयपुर और फरीदाबाद के हाईवे से, 160 पे क्रूज कंट्रोल है, ऐसे चला रहा हूँ. I know I'm being risky. I know I'm being reckless. Yeah. I mean, I should have my hands planted like this, lower speed, be in lane, don't try to be Michael Schumacher. But it's a habit. I want to gun it.
I think, how does one become a good driver? अभी मैं preach करने के लिए बहुत
नहीं भाई, कोई बात नहीं, कर.
Like, no, I'm saying it as a part of the conversation only. Like, say, if I wanted to preach, I could preach a lot about just follow the rules, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But being a good driver, actually, in my opinion, is just about enjoying the drive and not worrying about anything else. I'll give you an example. Now, I do extremely long road trips, 5,000, 6,000 kilometer road trips. The only reason, and I do this road trip with just one other person, and that's always my dad. Like अगर मुझे लंबा road trip करना है, I'll call my 66-year-old dad and I will tell him, let's go for a road trip. I know he's going to always say yes to me, and within 5 minutes we'll leave. By the way, it's an impromptu plan that we make. Randomly, I'll call him.
कपड़े
तो कपड़े पैक करने में 10 मिनट लगता है. T-shirts. When you're traveling with your dad, you're not aiming to dress up, and when you're going on a road trip, you're not aiming to dress fancy or impress any girls on the road. No.
कहाँ रुक भाई, मेरे को बताओ, how do you do it यार? That sounds such.
We'll get into that, but I'll answer your first question right now about what it takes to be a good driver. Now, the reason I do these road trips, to spend quality time with my father, side by side, गाड़ी में best conversations होते हैं. Second thing, I just want to be with my car, enjoy the car. At that point in time, I don't care who's racing me. I don't care about, and when you're on expressways, traffic is not irritating you, so you're already calmer. When I am just out there enjoying with my car, I'm not bothering about ego and those type of things. A lot of bad decisions in driving often happens because of ego. But if you're just chilling there with your car, looking to have a good time, not bringing ego into it, you can drive, you can have fun. I'm not even telling you don't speed. We all break the speed limit. It's not about gender. We all break the speed limit. अगर रास्ता खाली है, हम लोग भगाने वाले हैं. Just basic things. Stay calm. Don't get egoistic. Enjoy your drive. And don't do something stupid. Like obviously don't drive on the wrong side of the road. वो type of चीजें नहीं करने हैं. And anyone can be a safe driver. It's not rocket science. So I don't have the points right in my head कि ऐसे कोई good driver बन जाएगा. But yeah, it's just the basics. And how do I do these road trips? To be very honest, again, I like my road trips being completely impromptu. And that's why I love traveling with my dad.
He trained you to like cars? Was he like a car enthusiast? Is he
No, not a car enthusiast, but enthusiast of just being on the road and traveling. So it's very simple what we do. We're both no nonsense people in the sense कि हम लोग को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि हम लोग किधर रात को रुक रहे हैं, where we're eating. We just want to have a good amount of quality time with each other. We want to drive and see beautiful places. And that doesn't require planning. It doesn't require a day's planning, 2 days planning, nothing. I can give him a call. मेरा मन कर रहा है, let's head out for a road trip. We head out, we have Make My Trip, we have everything on our phone. जो area में हम लोग रात को पहुंच रहे हैं, whatever area, whatever hotel we can find, we book it. And the idea is just to keep driving non-stop. तो 8 दिन हम लोग ड्राइव कर रहे हैं. We'll start in Mumbai, we'll end up in Bangalore. फिर बैंगलोर से डिसाइड करेंगे कि कन्याकुमारी ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है या रामेश्वरम ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है. पहुंच जाओ.
You take turns or do you only drive?
So my dad is old now. Up till 5 to 10 years ago, there was not a single person that I could trust better than my father. But at this point in time, his eyesight is weakening. So I do the entire drive by myself, and I'm talking about stretches which go on for 20 hours. There was this one stretch which I once did. Unfortunately, it was on the 31st and no hotels were available. Problem of not pre-planning, but I will still not pre-plan because I love the adventure of impromptu. Dindigul करके एक जगह है तमिलनाडु में. Dindigul से लेकर मुंबई 20 घंटा with breaks for chai and food obviously, but 20 घंटा मैंने चलाया है. I could have given the car to my dad, but because of his weakening eyesight, I choose not to give him the car. I'm young, I can do it. We take our breaks. ADAS helps. ADAS helps a ton. In that 20-hour drive which I had done, there was a period of time where I did not feel at 100%, but there was no place to stop. For a couple of hours, I put that car in ADAS. That reduced the mental capacity that I needed by 20 to 30% at least, and I was able to pull through. So ADAS helps a lot in those situations, but yeah, I solo drive and I love that. Like मेरे को वो थोड़ा सा किक देता है कि भाई मैंने अभी रामेश्वरम का ट्रिप किया है इतने 1000 किलोमीटर्स का और इसमें मैंने पूरा अकेले चलाया है. Those are the type of things that make me happy, that I can do a trip to Rameshwaram and back sitting in a car and not get tired.
What kind of stimulants do you use? I mean, clearly you're having coffee. Right? You want more coffee?
No, I'm good. But coffee. Like a good black coffee is always good for my road trip.
गुटखा क्या होता है जो खाते हैं यार? ड्राइवर क्या खाते हैं? गुटखा नहीं यूज करते.
ड्राइवर्स को गुटखा खाना पड़ता है because they are working mostly like 18-19 hours a day. तो वो लोग गुटखा लेते हैं. In the night times, I usually don't like sitting in an Uber or in an auto rickshaw because they're trying to do a lot of things to keep themselves awake. It's not just gutka. One of my dad's ex-employees actually moved on to working at a 5-star hotel as a cab driver. And while he wasn't doing it, he did, one day came and visited my dad after leaving his job. This is how life is going. And he mentioned that a lot of these night duty drivers actually do drugs to stay awake because they need
Crazy.
stimulants. They need those uppers, whatever they're called. So they need to do those stimulants to stay awake. It's tough jobs, truckers, late night drivers. It's a very low rewarding, very complicated life. I'm
Yeah.
not judging them and their choices because honestly, it's just a very sad life that they live.
What about back support if you're doing 20 hours?
I have a very good car, luckily. So I don't go for any of that Fredo, whatever extra. I haven't gotten any accessories. This is why I love Honda. I drive a Honda City. It's a fantastic car. I can vouch. I mean, I've done 20-hour drives in it, and I have never, ever, ever felt even slightly tired in my body. I'm 31 now. So back pain to sabko hota hai. Like my body is aging too. But that Honda City is just superb sitting inside. The rear seat comfort is amazing. My 66-year-old dad doesn't get tired passenger seat mein. He's 66. He's nicely relaxing on the side seat. He is old. He does have knee problems. But while he's sitting in the car, there will never be any problems. चाहे 8 घंटे चलाओ, 10 घंटे चलाओ, 12 घंटे या 20 घंटे. That comes down to the car. So if I had to do a 4x4 trip, I would trust an XUV 7XO because I know that the XUV 7XO is a very good drive. That's exactly why I didn't buy the Thar.
Oh, okay.
That's actually why I didn't buy
Yeah,
the Thar.
yeah.
Also from the perspective of my dad, 66-year-old guy, if he has to sit in a ladder frame Thar and if we have to do an all India
What's
road
a
trip.
ladder frame?
So there are two types of frames. There are more also, certain hybrid frames also that come. But when we're talking about builds of cars, there are two types. You have a monocoque and you have a ladder frame. Now, a ladder frame is basically where the car is bolted on, like the cabin of the car is bolted on top of a frame that already exists. If I have to say it in simple language, there's a frame, there's a chassis that exists, and
Uske
within
upar
a
gaadi ko
ladder
lagaya
frame,
gaya hai.
yeah, they put the cabin that we call it, that is built on top of the frame. But a monocoque car is one piece. Like everything is designed in one go. So what happens in a ladder frame car like a Fortuner or a Thar? You have a Fortuner, you have an Innova, you would have noticed this. Ladder frame cars are very bouncy.
Bro,
Yeah.
on an expressway, a sharp turn can, jo car ki, there's a boat-like feel, there's a boat-like physics of it, which is scary and is bound to cause accidents if you're not careful.
Exactly. So that is a problem, not because of the car. A lot of people say that the Thar is a bad car because it's uncomfortable. It's not that the car is bad. It's just the way that it's built. And if you need a pure 4x4 car like the Thar, there is almost no way that you can build it in a monocoque way unless you buy yourself a car like the Defender. So अगर आपके पास 2-3 crore है, तो आप बोल सकते हो that the Thar is a bad car because it takes money to build a monocoque 4x4. And that's the Defender. But the Thar, if you have to give peak 4x4 capabilities, or if you want to be having that rutba of a Fortuner on the road, which can do crazy things, it can cross almost any terrain. You can't do it at that price point without having a ladder frame car. And ladder frame comes with those compromises because it's not built in one piece, because it is built on top of an existing chassis, an existing frame, it will bounce around a bit. That's a con of the type of car that is, not the fault of the car.
समझ गया.
But हाँ,
ये जो क्या कह रहा था मैं, गाड़ी उसमें I started thinking about the frames of the cars a lot. हाँ, I remember now. So clearly there is a lot of hype for the Defender in the market.
Yeah.
Right. I don't understand it. I've seen certainly some videos of the old 1980s Range Rovers doing extremely well, right? Land Rover क्या है? ऐसा होता है इंडिया की जो रिच क्लास होती है, जो भी सबसे बढ़िया सबसे महंगी गाड़ी आती है खरीद तो लेती है, चाहे वो कैसी हो, चाहे वो ड्राइवर चलाए. But this, after a long time, so the last time I remember the Land Rover came out with something spectacular that worked for a while and famously failed was the Evoque. Right? Is that half hybrid, मतलब क्या थी वो, like sports car, उसको sports car SUV, useless SUV, cool SUV, Mini Cooper of SUVs, क्या बोले
very popular though. आज के दिन में भी Range Rover Evoque बहुत सारे लोग को चाहिए होते हैं. Still very popular car. Like people liked the look of the Range Rover Evoque. Now, I don't know how many of them actually ended up selling, but
Huh?
it was a car which a lot of people liked.
It was very popular, but
Yeah.
what is the appeal of the Defender beyond the obvious price point and the fact that it looks boxy and huge?
See, the appeal of the Defender is exactly what I said, and that's what makes it a good car. Now, the Defender is a beast in the sense that it can help you cross almost any particular terrain. So, the next thing is most of the people buying the Defender are never going to use it on that terrain. So, they are just buying it for the macho appeal of it. But if we have to talk about it from the perspective of the car of why it's built, it is a beast. It can conquer almost every single type of road. I spoke to you about how the Fortuner is uncomfortable while doing it, how the Thar is uncomfortable while doing it. So while the Thar and Fortuner can conquer almost any road as well, they're very uncomfortable while doing it. But when you have the option of money in your pockets, you want to conquer the roads and you also want to be able to do it in a way of comfort, and you also want to be able to brag about it. So that's where cars like Defender come into the picture. It is a very good
They
car.
defend your status.
They defend your status and they defend your back. When
Huh.
you're doing all of that 4x4, I don't think a lot of the Defender owners take it 4x4 anyway.
Yeah.
But that's why that car is priced the way it is. I mean, most of it is taxes anyway.
Auto enthusiast और गाड़ी के मालिक में बहुत फर्क होता है. There's a Malik class of people like who
Yeah.
buy the Defender, then there's the auto enthusiast
Huh.
who are very happy with their Thar, Sunday clubs and all of that.
Yeah.
My own experience of driving the Thar has generally been uncomfortable. I was driving in Lucknow. My Fufaji had it, and I had to be very careful क्योंकि उसका steering काफी भारी सा है. जैसे मैं यहाँ मोड़ता हूँ ना,
Huh.
so there's a lag. अगर मैं left मोड़ रहा हूँ, right मोड़ रहा हूँ, मुझे लग रहा है कि ये it's not in my control. Like the outside, जो उसका बाहर का
हाँ.
वो part होता है ना, it's not as sturdy or as smooth as the Fortuner or something else. It's just slightly a heavier car on the hands.
My personal experience, I mean, I was almost about to buy the Thar. I didn't actually face that to be a problem in the Thar. I think that's more about personal opinions. I actually surprisingly found the Thar very easy to drive. So when I was test driving it for 2 to 3 days before making my buying decision, it was a second-hand Thar that I was considering. And it was from a friend. So he let me have it for 2 days. We did a swap. I gave him my Honda City. He took it to Pune. And I brought his Thar from Pune to Mumbai. Now I'm like, I'm a Honda City driver. Sedan है, मुश्किल होने वाला है Thar चलाने के लिए. Surprisingly, it was actually very easy. I had great control on the road. The only one annoying part is the turn radius. Like to be able to
उसकी बात
make
कर रहा हूँ मैं.
turn radius is very annoying क्योंकि एक कट करने के लिए 2 बार करना पड़ता है.
Exactly. हाँ, मेरे को उसकी
वो
language
बहुत
समझ नहीं आई.
annoying है.
हाँ.
So, I mean, that's again a specification thing that people can consider. It's a turn radius. हर गाड़ी, depending on the build of that car, will have a certain turn radius. And at the end of the day, it's priorities. Like जो बंदा Thar खरीद रहा है, he's buying Thars for purposes. As long as you're not buying a Thar for रुतबा alone, like अगर genuine reason है कि मेरे को powerful गाड़ी चाहिए, 4x4 चाहिए, तो then those type of compromises make sense. कि ठीक है, मैं turn radius give up कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को 4x4 मिल रहा है. वो सीन में ठीक है, but
I really rue the fact, and I know I talk about Jaipur a lot before this.
it's a beautiful city. I love Jaipur.
I rue the fact, the horrible traffic, worst,
Really?
most autonomous traffic in the worst way possible. People are like lane driving तो कुछ भी नहीं है, अपने हिसाब से चलते हैं, ठीक है, but that's besides the point. They, for some reason, Rajasthan has some kind of a law that allows them to have cars that are as ancient as time itself. Sadly, Maharashtra, Delhi, Haryana, that's not the case. You've got in Haryana, you've got Grab 4, वो जो वो
Yeah.
लगाते रहते हैं, ये odd even करते रहते हैं to
Pollution.
combat the
Yeah.
AQI stuff. It leads us to lose out on great vintage cars. Like I remember, my Mamaji used to have this sick Honda City from the 2000s, fully modified,
Yeah.
alloy wheels, whatnot, look low, close to the ground. बहुत मजा आता था उसको चला के. It was probably 2003, 2004 model. And I can't restore it. I can't keep it. I'll be penalized and whatnot. If you wanted to, say, have a garage in India, in a state that will allow you to have about 3 or 4 vintage cars, which ones would you keep?
Like vintage cars.
Yeah, like.
I'm not good over there. वो नहीं कर सकते बात.
क्यों?
Vintage cars में मेरे को ज़्यादा मालूम ही नहीं है.
अच्छा, okay.
हाँ, so like if you ask me like which 4 vintage cars, I won't be able to give it to you. Also because वो मैंने कभी सोचा भी नहीं है.
Okay,
like I don't have a thing for vintage cars.
But for you, you don't have a thing for vintage cars?
No.
Okay. What is a car that you've driven when you were a kid that's generally surprised you?
Car that I drove as a kid that I surprised me as in?
when you turned 18 and you got your license, right?
Hmm.
What is a car that you drove that just made you feel कि यार क्या गाड़ी है? So for me, I learned to drive on the Swift
Hmm.
hatchback. Swift VDI थी हमारे पास,
Yeah.
ठीक है. फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड, एक बार हमने फिफ्थ, एक बार किसी ने बोला कि फिफ्थ गियर पे उठा दे इसको,
Hmm.
उठा दिया, जलने की स्मेल आनी शुरू हो गई.
Hmm.
ये सब करा है. उसके अंदर स्टंट्स वंट्स बहुत कुछ मारा. यूज्ड टू, I mean, fucking race in it, like, you know, do all kinds of things in it.
Hmm.
Had a small little like Pioneer ka, not a woofer, but like slightly more sophisticated system. I hated the woofer, guys,
Yeah.
because you could just hear the bass. This is also like 2010s North India, 2009, 2010s North India. But that was a car. It was my favorite car. So it was, at that time, the Swift. My friend had the I-20. A fancy friend had the Polo. And dude, he was the talk of the town because we could all, hum log, technically we were not supposed to drive, but sabhi karte the drive. So from that standpoint, your first car that, you know, really made you fall in love with the fact that, wow, man, I love cars.
So I'm would like actually talk about how good of a boy I was actually. So when I started driving, I actually started driving the day I turned 18. So I waited till I turned 18. But the day I turned 18, the first thing I did after waking up at about 10 a.m. was start learning how to drive and then get my license made immediately. But the first car that I drove was basically the family X3. So we had an X3 which we recently sold a couple of
BMW
years
X3?
ago. BMW X3.
You started on the BMW X3?
No, I didn't start off with the X3 because my parents wouldn't give it to me. So I'll get to the story. I started off with a 2006 Honda City ZX. So that was the car that I learned in, and it was automatic. So I had just started
automatic.
Hmm?
2006 में automatic आती थी.
So because for my mom, because my mom only knows how to drive automatic cars, she never learned manual because she learned driving in the US. So at our house, we have actually never bought manual cars. Because like I said, we need to make sure that the women are driving as well, right?
Right.
So I've always had an automatic car at my house, except one, which was a Zen Estilo manual car, जो ड्राइवर के लिए लिया था कि बच्चों को स्कूल ड्रॉप करने के लिए और पिकअप करने के लिए तू करने वाला है. So that was the only manual car that we ever had in our house. Apart from that, all the other 7-8 cars that have probably floated around, 7-8 maybe more, have always been automatic cars. So the very first car that I started learning driving in was a Honda City ZX 2006. वो time पर ना we used to all watch Need for Speed.
Oh yeah, it's the same car.
We
drove in the same car. Yeah.
So the thing with these automatic cars, I mean, I don't have the thrill of shifting gears, but in a Honda City 2006, there was like a sports mode. तो जब गाड़ी चलाना शुरू किया था, I'm 18, so I used to get my kick initially by just putting it into the sports mode and then getting that kick. But the true fun that I had, the first car was the X3. भाई उस गाड़ी को मैंने आई थिंक 210 के ऊपर लेकर गया था और क्लोज टू 210 ऑन द रोड्स ऑफ मुंबई पुणे, टेकिंग इट टू एम्बी वैली. द ग्रिप, like I remember that one drive till date, and it happened over a decade ago.
And this is a monocoque car?
Yeah, this is a monocoque. So this was about 10 years ago. I had to go to the resort in Ambi Valley Resort, and my dad told me to go alone. So I BMW X3 दे दी for some event. And ghats type raste aate hain, not ghats exactly, but there are like these ghats only, I could say, mountains. So you have to do these square turns and switches again and again. The grip that X3 had, and at the speed I was able to do it, जो confidence वो गाड़ी देता है ना, that was next level. Being able to do good amounts of speeds on twisty, curvy roads while being stuck to the ground. वो confidence ना, that's another level. And that's what the BMW X3 did. And this is a place where BMW excels in. When you're talking about driving fun, people talk about Mercedes versus BMW versus Audi, right? If you want peak comfort, you go Mercedes. But if you want performance, you know, a lot of car guys are going to tell you BMW is the way to go. वो feel होता है यार, वो X3 में feel हुआ. और उसके बाद भी मैंने luxury गाड़ियाँ चलाए हैं. Like the X3 was not the last one. I have driven an E-Class. I've driven other cars as well. I've driven a Tesla also. Even the Tesla doesn't even count as luxury. But that BMW X3, that drive to Ambi Valley has to be one of my most fun. Oh, another one, by the way. I almost forgot. So I travel, like when I travel overseas, I have this passion of renting cars. Because over there you get, the rentals are cheaper.
Yeah.
So I had gone to this island that I'm actually born in as well, in the Caribbean, called Sint Maarten. So whenever I go to Sint Maarten, I like renting either a Jeep Wrangler or a Mustang GT.
Wow, bro, you drive a Mustang.
I have. So I rented the Shelby. It was a 3-liter engine.
Shelby GT500.
Yeah, so it was a 3-liter engine. It was it was a new edition also at that time. It was a 2021 Shelby. I think V6 or V8. I forgot exactly which specification it was, but crazy. And the roads in St. Martin are different. Like it's not like I don't even know how to explain it, but the roads are fun. And just taking the car through, उसको भी 200 तक लेकर गया. Like I see, I'm driving in a different country, so at that point in time, I have to be, it was left-hand drive.
Wow.
So and also because you're in another country, so you have to be focused. तो
Right.
वो इंडिया वाला confidence नहीं था, तो मैं speed meter पर इतना भी नहीं देख रहा था. But I know I went somewhere between 180 to 200 in that night drive, and it was crazy in that Mustang GT.
What's the transition like between left-hand and right-hand drive?
It's tough. It's always tough. I have done this quite a few times. My most recent trip overseas was to Europe. I went to Hungary and I went to Slovenia. Again, left-hand drive. वो complication हमेशा रहता ही है. Like it takes time, I would say, a couple of hours to just get used to the fact that you're driving on a different side. We drive on the right in India, तो हमारा right side का
नहीं, हम
judgment.
left drive करते हैं.
हम लोग right side. As
I don't know. We have the steering on the right, but we drive on the left.
yeah. I'm talking about the
Yeah, okay.
No, I'll just say that properly.
हाँ, no worries.
Like in India, our steering wheels are on the right. तो हमारा judgment naturally उसी के हिसाब से tuned है. And when you suddenly make that switch and you're driving when the steering wheel is on the left of the car, and also when you're driving on the right side of the road, it just changes certain things up, which is just about adjustment. And you need time to adjust. बस और कुछ भी नहीं है. You don't need to learn anything extra. It's just an adjustment that you will figure out as you keep driving. But be careful because certain mistakes can happen. So when I'm usually overseas and when I'm just picking up the car and driving it, मैं थोड़े टाइम तक कीड़े नहीं करता बिकॉज मेरा दिमाग वो टाइम पर चलता नहीं है. लाइक प्लेइंग विद नेविगेशन. पहली बात तो नेविगेशन का भी साइड अलग हो जाता है. इन इंडिया माई नेविगेशन सिस्टम इज ऑन माई लेफ्ट एंड इन यूरोप सडनली माई नेविगेशन साइड इज ऑन द राइट. सो योर ब्रेन जस्ट रिस्पॉन्ड्स डिफरेंटली. इट्स जस्ट अबाउट एडजस्टमेंट. टेक्स अ कपल ऑफ आवर्स बट हो जाता है और बहुत मजा भी आता है.
Wow, I'm just thinking about जैसे अगर मैं इंडिया में टिपिकली राइट हैंड साइड से ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ, आई अज्यूम द लेफ्ट. सो आई अज्यूम कि मेरी गाड़ी का हुड यहाँ पे खत्म हो रहा है और यहाँ से मेरे को बचानी इतनी बचानी. एंड देन आई लुक इन द रेयर व्यू मिरर ऑन द साइड, राइट साइड व्यू मिरर, एंड आई चेक कि कितनी बच रही है नहीं बच रही. राइट नाउ if I just change that, my assumed becomes my known. Right, like मेरा एक मैं अज्यूम करता हूँ कि इतनी जगह है ना. जितना अच्छा ड्राइवर है वो उतनी पास से लेके जा सकता है because he sort of understands it. When you're a young learner driver, you leave this much space and then someone else will tell you कि भाई बहुत जगह है निकाल ले. Right, so you go from here to here and suddenly you see too much, but this side, since you've learned this is your favorite side, technically you should be okay.
But that's the exact problem that happens, and this is just because of adjustment. Exactly what you said. Mainly problem वही होता है, like the amount of space you have left on the left or right when you make that switch onto a different country. Mainly वही error आता है. Either you're too close to the line on the other side because you're not used to driving on that side. It takes a couple of hours, but it gets done, to be honest. But I think everyone needs to do that. Like, and it's an important skill to have as well, right? And it's something I personally feel that these are the flexes that you can talk about. Like being someone, more than being an enthusiast about cars, I'm an enthusiast about driving. Like my pride and my ego comes from the fact of what are the conditions that I've driven in, how many different conditions have I explored, so on. If you go overseas, stop relying upon just Uber. They're very expensive in many Western countries anyway.
Right.
Rent a car. थोड़ा सा adjustment लगेगा.
डर लगता है यार, लोगों को डर लगता है.
डर लगता है थोड़ा सा. डर के आगे जीता है माउंटेन ड्यू.
हाँ नहीं, मुझे भी याद है फरीदाबाद में ना, जो the big road that we would never drive on was Mathura Road. It's the one that leads you from Delhi to Mathura. It's the main sort of highway in the city. अब तो बहुत सारे आ गए हैं. तो it was a test because आपको मैनुअल गाड़ी को उस रोड पे लेके जाना जहाँ गाड़ियाँ तेज चलती हैं. I'm talking about as a young driver. When I'm not even 18, I'm like learning how to drive. It took so much time and courage to just go there. Now you do that in America on an expressway that's gunning at like, and the drivers are used to lane driving. They're not used to the, ambiguous, snaky ambivalence of the traffic. तो उस सेंस के अंदर डर लगता है कि भाई वो फिर कट ऑफ कर देंगे तो फिर वो ऐसे करेगा, फिर वो जाके विषय आप देखते हो कि अमेरिकन रोड रेज अलग होती है ना थोड़ी सी.
पर उसी में तो कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा. Like the very fact that you're actually challenging yourself to do something which you're scared about. I mean, I think about it at a much broader level. अभी मेरे को ज्ञानी ज़्यादा नहीं बनना है, but I mean, these small things actually make up a huge difference in your life. Like when you decide to take that risk, it's not a very big deal. Honestly, the fright that you have in your head, it's far greater than how the reality is going to be. Trust me, even when I am heading to a trip to the US or to Europe, गाड़ी चलाने से पहले मेरे को बहुत डर लगता है कि यार क्या होने वाला है. बट आई एम लाइक स्क्रू इट, मैं करने ही वाला हूँ, वील फिगर इट आउट. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होएगा, ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या हो सकता है. यू हैव इंश्योरेंस, गाड़ी डैमेज होएगी, इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी रहती है, इंश्योरेंस टेक्स केयर ऑफ इट. आई मीन जस्ट टेक दैट, you make that one cross and you will have so much fun. And that's honestly life. There's a lot of things that will scare us, there will be fears in our head, there will be a lot of things holding us down, but the most successful people in the world are those people that didn't let anything hold them down and they just decided to fly. That's the exact mindset over here as well. Stop thinking too much. Thinking is your worst enemy. Like, it's going to be fun, just do it. Nothing is going to go wrong. And if something goes wrong, you'll take care of it. Like, just be safe, use common sense. थोड़े बहुत YouTube वीडियो देख लो ड्राइव करने से पहले, रूल समझ लो. The most complicated things, honestly, I'll tell you, it's nothing we spoke about right now. The most complicated thing when driving in a Western country is following rules. क्योंकि हम Indians को rules follow करने नहीं आता है, and we're all responsible for it. It's also the way we need to drive, because we're living in a city like Mumbai where everything is crazy. अगर आप थोड़ा सा rules break नहीं करोगे, you're not going to be able to get from A to B successfully. Like, there are certain things which you'll have to do. That's just road
100%.
conditions. US and Western countries में वही फर्क होता है. वहां पर आप सिग्नल तोड़ोगे तो hundreds of dollars का फाइन आएगा. वहां पर अगर आप स्टॉप साइन को क्रॉस करोगे तो आपको hundreds of dollars का फाइन आएगा. If you break the speed limit, you're going to be fined. So that is the only complication, and that is the toughest part, I would say, about driving overseas. Processing and knowing that you need to follow rules no matter what. That's it, because we're just not trained to follow rules.
What's your opinion on cruise control? How to use it? How do you use it?
I actually am a huge fan of ADAS overall, and I like cruise control also. I think Honda does it very well. Maybe that's why I am such a fan of ADAS. So let's say that you can't use it all the time. Let's say you're on an expressway where the roads are good. For example, Tamil Nadu has flawless roads. Karnataka has flawless roads. These are two states where I've seen flawless roads. वहाँ पर lanes भी अच्छी तरह बने हैं और रास्ते में suddenly pothole भी नहीं आता. Simply just get into your middle lane. The speed limit is 100. Put the car on 100, turn your ADAS on, the car drives on its own, and you're just holding the steering wheel and making sure you're focusing if something goes wrong. But the entire purpose of cruise control is to literally just relax you at that point in time. Like, let's say you're having a long drive, you're on a road trip, you're bound to get tired. तो वो टाइम पर क्रूज कंट्रोल में डालना, इट हेल्प्स अ लॉट. लाइक यू डोंट कॉन्स्टेंटली नीड टू बी स्विचिंग. पहली बात तो लेन स्विच करना चाहिए भी नहीं एक्सप्रेसवेज पर. यू आर सपोज टू स्टिक टू योर मिडिल लेन, और यू आर सपोज टू ओवरटेक फ्रॉम द राइट व्हेन द नीड इज देयर. Yeah, trucks come in our way and we have to change lanes out of force because trucks take up all lanes. But if the roads are good, cruise control, the simple perspective is just to make your drive more comfortable. It does not accomplish anything more. It gets you better mileage also. Actually, if you put your car into cruise control, your car's engine will then start working in an optimum way, because when we control the accelerator and the brakes, it completely depends on how good the driver is, right? ADAS is automated. वो एक ही तरीके में चलने वाला है. You'll get better mileage. So cruise control will help you with mileage. It will make your drive more relaxing. उसके सिवाय कुछ भी नहीं यार. It's a comfort feature.
I've had my fuel tank go from full to zero because my friend and I were going from Jodhpur to Faridabad.
हाँ.
और वो भी पागल है, वो क्या कहते हैं, वो फुल एक्सीलेटर दबा रखा है उसने.
हाँ.
मैंने भी दबा रखा है. Didn't go to cruise control. Then when I was coming back from Jaipur to Faridabad, I was like, bro, I'm going to be driving alone. कितने ही podcast सुनेंगे, कितने गाने सुनेंगे. At some point, you have to get out of this state. So I'm on wherever possible 120, 140 cruise control. ठीक है, and I'm just seeing the world go by and I'm really enjoying it. I'm like, this is fucking fantastic. Fortunate on that. And why is this like, why do people not do it? Why do drivers or people who conventionally drive, or do they never use it? Why is there such a phobia for cruise control, or for that matter, paddle shifters in the previous generation that we use so normally? What do you think about paddle shifters? Are they useless?
I have never used paddle shifters. So I have the Honda City, and the latest one, the Honda City, comes with paddle shifters. I use it very rarely, and I'll tell you why I don't use it. So the thing with at least my car is that on my gear shift, I also have sports mode as an option. तो अगर मैं गाड़ी को ऑटोमेटिकली गियर लो कर, सो स्पोर्ट्स मोड इज नथिंग बट जस्ट डाउन शिफ्टिंग, राइट? इफ आई कैन जस्ट डाउन, लाइक इट जस्ट टेक्स योर कार वन गियर लोअर, स्पोर्ट्स
What?
मोड. Yeah, sports mode is essentially just changing the gear of the car.
What?
Well, technically that's the engineering
भाई
that's
भाई
happening
भाई
behind now.
भाई हेलो, मेरे को पता क्या लगता था कि स्पोर्ट्स मोड में गाड़ी और खुल के चलेगी, पावर चार्ज हो गई, टर्बो चार्ज हो गई है.
It's because that happens because the gear shift is changing, no? So that's how the engine reacts and the gears react. So technically that is the fundamental happening
अगर
behind it.
6th गियर पे है तो 5th गियर पे आ जाती है.
Huh, that's technically
Is
what
that's
sports,
kind of bad, no?
or at least that's what Honda City is doing. It, yeah, I'm not always. So depends on, so you're supposed to use sports mode like in a right situation also. Like कभी भी sports mode में नहीं डाल सकते. So I mean, I'll answer the question now. So like, because my car has sports mode, I don't ever really go into the paddle shifters. Like if I need that extra power, I'll just put it into S, थोड़ा सा
Mhm.
extra kick मिल जाएगा, and I'll go into it. My problem with the paddle shifters is that once you put it into a gear, then you have to manually keep changing it again and again,
Yeah.
और वो automatically off नहीं होता
And
at
it's
all
not very
points in
smooth
time.
like the regular gearbox, the manual
Yeah, and it's
gearbox.
in an uncomfortable area also. Like it's behind, not uncomfortable, but my brain
Uh-huh.
is not trained to switch gears from there. My brain is trained to switch gears from here.
Mm.
So that becomes one issue. I have never used paddle shifters. If people like it. It's a personal opinion, to be very honest. A lot of these things, even when you were talking about why a lot of people don't use ADAS or don't use cruise control,
Mhm.
is because 99% of the people never had these options while growing up, right?
Mhm.
Now, when we have grown up with a certain way of driving with certain features and access, we're just
Mhm.
used to that. So it's mainly just about what people are used to, nothing more than that. And also our roads. Like our roads don't honestly support all the good features cars have.
I agree. Even on the expressways,
Hmm.
you're bound to bump it. मतलब actual गड्ढे आ जाते हैं expressway पे, which is
मुंबई पुणे एक्सप्रेसवे पर कितने सारे हैं?
हैं.
मुंबई पुणे एक्सप्रेसवे is currently in a very bad condition.
I have thankfully
bad.
haven't driven. My friend and I got a Thar.
Yeah.
He's from Gurgaon. I'm from फरीदाबाद. मैंने कहा यार एक थार रेंट कर ले. 15,000 रुपए की
हाँ.
थार रेंट हुई. 15,000 रुपए की
हाँ.
from Bandra. But we were able to go to Karjat. It was fun. Which reminds me, dude, I was with these maniacal fun guys in Jaipur only, outskirts पे. Last time I was there. They had the one Willys Jeep. They had one. They had the actual Jeep. जो एक regular Jeep आती है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं?
Like the Jeep, the
Yeah.
Jeep Wrangler?
The Jeep Wrangler. हाँ, they had that. They had a Pajero.
Yeah.
We had my Fortuner. We asked the Innova guy to stay behind.
हाँ.
क्योंकि वो जंगल में लेके जा रहे थे. वो भी इनोवा भी हमारी थी. हमने कहा आप रुक जाओ. तो मैंने कहा यार मैं तो बैठूंगा इसमें, विलीज में बैठूंगा मैं तो, और मेरी फॉर्च्यूनर कोई और चलाएगा, क्योंकि मेरे बस की नहीं है जिस तरह की तुम कहाँ वहाँ लेके जा रहे हो कि मैं चला पाऊँ.
हाँ.
You said you prided yourself on the fact that you can drive in almost any terrain. That you like the diversity of driving experience. Driving through like a single plank of wood on a difficult road, you would
Yeah.
appreciate that, right? How does one like master off-road driving? How is it different from like just regular driving?
It's all about experience. Genuinely. Certain things are genuinely about experience, and these type of things aren't learned in a textbook. Like, I'll tell you one thing. Now, while I do pride myself to explore newer and newer terrains, मैंने अब तक, for example, 4x4 किया ही नहीं है. That's exactly why I wanted to buy the Thar. So I was buying it from a friend of mine जो crazy 4x4 करता है भाई. वो crazy पत्थर्स पर चलाता है. Like whenever a brand launches a car with any bit of AWD or 4x4 capabilities, they will release marketing videos of the car doing crazy things in like dirt tracks and those type of things, right? मेरा फ्रेंड वो हर वीकेंड मजे के लिए करता है अपने थार के लिए. ही बॉट द थार सेइंग के ये गाड़ी मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ती, इसको मैंने
तोड़ना है,
तोड़ने के लिए थार लिया है, लिटरली. सो and that comes with experience and that comes with skill. Like he genuinely drives his car in a very very good way in proper mountains. Like जब लोनावला जाते हो जो mountains दिखते हैं, मेरा दोस्त वो mountains पर गाड़ी अपना चलाता है. The reason he's able to do that is because he has experience. When he bought the Thar, he was telling me about his experience. When he bought the Thar, उसको बहुत चीज़ों से डर लगता था, उसको गाड़ी में मज़ा नहीं आता था. But driving it over a period of 2 years and just putting yourself to do it. Remember how I told you that, you know, the best things in life happen when you just make that jump. Like
right?
that, yeah. So it's all about just putting yourself through that experience and you will become an expert. अगर आप 4x4 driving on tough terrains, अगर आपने 5-6 बार कर लिया, you're already going to be in the top 1% of the world in that. क्योंकि कितने लोगों ने 4x4 terrains गाड़ी चलाई है? Very few. Do it 5-6 times, you'll already be in the top percentages of India or the world. And that's how any skill works. Do it long enough and you become a master at it, better than anyone else.
Mhm.
You're not going to find out this for yourself till you actually go there. Tamil Nadu's development is spread out. वहाँ पर हर एक गांव में development है, लोग खुश है, and roads are nice.
Yeah. Also, civic sense is through the
Civic
roof.
sense is okay, fine. I'm not going to go too much into civic sense, but you can see that the development is spread out, not just in a couple of cities.
Like in
Maharashtra
Mumbai
में
and
मुंबई,
Pune.
पुणे, नागपुर, नासिक खत्म. औरंगाबाद थोड़ा डालना है डाल दो, बट 5-6 शहर है खत्म. अभी तुम पेपर पर देखोगे, न्यूज में सुनोगे, ओ महाराष्ट्र इज नंबर 1, मुंबई इज नंबर 1. Get out of your house, go to the nearby states, see what they also have.
Yeah.
Karnataka is fabulous, Tamil Nadu is fabulous. People keep talking about how Kerala is perfect in everything. Kerala में मैं ड्राइव करके गया हूँ. There were a lot of problems in Kerala too. I'm not even one of those Kerala story type anti. I am मतलब मैं थोड़ा सा मल्लू हूँ. So I have nothing against my own state. But once you drive through a state, that's how you realize the reality of it as well. Like I did a road trip to Uttarakhand also last month. मतलब दिल्ली तक फ्लाइट में गया और फिर दिल्ली से उत्तराखंड रोड ट्रिप किया 6-7 hours. That was a small one. But the fun, then you get to see a bit of UP on the way. You get to see कि okay, UP के बारे में लोग ऐसे ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, मुजफ्फरनगर एक्चुअली में ऐसा है. मैं आंखों से देख रहा हूँ कि मुजफ्फरनगर ऐसा है, तो मैं अपना ओपिनियन पेंट कर पा रहा हूँ.
Every bus stops in Muzaffarnagar at night, and you're like, wow, nothing is happening here.
Faridabad had zero visibility. Like I know you guys have this plane. I saw that on the road trip. ये सब मेरे को Instagram पर नहीं दिखा रहा. There was this plane type restaurant or something. कोई बहुत बड़ा plane ऐसे बीच में expressway पर कहीं पर parked है.
I don't know.
Somewhere around
fucking, I don't even know what this is.
तो देख रहा हूँ भाई कुछ दिख रहा ही नहीं है, visibility नहीं है. So that's how I like learning about the country.
Yeah.
मैं
So
आंखों से देखूंगा.
So I think with the road trip that I was telling you about, right? So my first big road trip is like we had to do it. Me and my best friend are taking turns driving. हमारे पे फॉर्च्यूनर है, हम भगा रहे हैं, पीछे इनोवा आ रही है, ये लोग आ रहे हैं, हमारा क्रू है और हमें जाना है जयपुर, पुष्कर, उदयपुर, जोधपुर. उस शहर में रुकते हैं and then we start exploring the local fauna and whatnot. क्या है क्या नहीं है, हमारे को शूट भी करना है, to figure out every single day कि अब क्या करना है, अब क्या करना है. The car is just constantly operating at all times. सड़ गई है कार अंदर से. एक दिन तो हम कुत्ते को ले गए, उसके अंदर एक अंकल को ले गए, बांस मार रही कुत्ते की गाड़ी. At night we pick up some people, they're like, what the fuck is this smell? We realize we've been the only good thing we have going for us is we've got suitcase, we wear nice shirts. Everything else is just stinky poo fucking hippie about us. But और ग्रॉक पे ग्रॉक बीकानेर तक जाएंगे तो 2400 किलोमीटर है हमारे में इतनी. Do we have the budget for it? Do we have the time for it? Fuck, because every single day costs you money.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of people, right? And like you've got to manage equations. But every now and then something mystical happens. Like driving through Jodhpur at night, you've got a bunch of cows, you've got no street lamps. Your car is gunning at 140, pitch black road, brake mare, ruka. Happens again and again and again. And you see, going from Udaipur, which is hilly, to just how deserty and flat Jodhpur is.
Yeah.
That is your country's terrain. Now, you don't experience it because you go to Jodhpur International Airport, you go to the hotel or whatever. Yeah. And then the drive, Jaipur, back and forth. I have become warm to the idea of, भाई जाओ, गाड़ी लो, drive करो, कुछ ना कुछ तो मिलेगा, अद्भुत जगहें मिलेंगी.
In fact, the way that I always see this is the road trip is a part of my vacation. Like अगर मैं let's say 7 दिन का trip plan कर रहा हूँ, if I go by flight, ठीक है, I have 7 days at that particular destination. But if I'm doing a road trip, I have a new element. Not only am I going to be enjoying those cities, states, wherever I'm going, but वो drive में भी तो मजा आता है. Now this is entirely about mindset. Like the change in terrains. If you're driving from one city to another city for 7, 8, 10 hours, you're going to see a lot of changes in terrains. You're going to notice the life happening around you, the locals. You will also get to try local food. अगर आप flight लेते हो तो आप local food कैसे खाओगे? Like all those local experiences just aren't there. Now, to be honest, this actually makes me sad. Like, if you've been seeing this over the last decade or so, road trip culture is dying. People, I don't know if it's because of maybe the TikTok attention spans or the Instagram Reels attention spans.
But young people don't drive as much, bro.
People, yeah, maybe driving is a skill that a lot of people aren't picking up for some reason. I don't know. It's a mindset thing. For me, I love the experience of road trips. वो local khana, seeing locals around, seeing the change in terrains, actually putting in some effort to get to a particular destination. And airports also bore me, man. I hate airports. Airports are so boring. I've been on so many flights that it's just reached its saturation point for me.
Look at the benefit of the road trip.
Yeah.
You can stop wherever to have coffee as much times you want. You can try different public restrooms and see which one you can take a shit in and which one you can not take a shit in, right? Big. You can have the most scenic piss in the world, right?
Yeah.
You can stop in the middle of something and be like, ये कहाँ मैं आ गया हूँ, right? और आपको लगेगा मैं बिल्कुल in the middle of wilderness हूँ, ठीक है? Another good thing is, if you want to really, really, really have fun, like I was thinking, what I'll do is I'll start off. When I was leaving from Jaipur, I started off at a place called Sea Scheme. I had a coffee near Amber, and then I stopped one more time. And then when I came back home, I was like ready. And 3.5 घंटे में गाड़ी चला के आया हूँ. My parents are like, "Oh, तेरे को रेस्ट करने की जरूरत है. अब हमें गाजा बजाना तो नहीं जा पाएगा." I have no problem. I have zero problem because I don't feel tired. When do you feel tired? Also, is when you're a passenger. I think that whole passengering of the experience. That's why if people take turns driving in a road trip, it keeps things satisfying. Which reminds me, in your own estimate of doing so many road trips, what's the most scenic, underrated route you've witnessed?
So my most scenic, underrated route, in fact, I'll cover a couple of things that you also spoke about. So I'll tell you about this one road trip I did. Now I've done others also, but this one was actually a super fun one, which I did with a cousin of mine. It was Mumbai to Mangalore. And we did this over a period of 7 days. I'll tell you how we did it. So the first thing we did is we went from Mumbai to Goa. That's a drive I have done many times. Abhi uski aadat lag gayi. So Mumbai to Goa doesn't have that element of fun anymore. We spent some time in Goa, enjoyed all the authentic food that we could find in Goa, chilled at a nice 5-star resort, the Lalit. Now the Lalit is at this point, which is at the end of South Goa, and it's right next to Karnataka, this coastal town called Karwar. Now, because I have my car and because I'm on a road trip, I have flexibility to explore even tiny villages around. Now, there's this restaurant in Karwar called Shweta Lunch Home. Are you non-vegetarian?
Yes.
You
love
like
it.
seafood?
Always.
Karwar. So Shweta Lunch Home, crazy good for so Karnataka coastal food. Now you're not going to get that if you don't have a car with you or if you're traveling by flights. क्योंकि अगर आप गोवा गए हो तो गोवा से करवार कितने लोग जाते हैं? But I went there, Shweta Lunch Home, crazy phenomenal food. Then from there we decided to drive till Mangalore. When we were, and this is all unplanned. Like I said, I like my road trips being impromptu. जो रास्ते में आएगा, I'll see it. जहाँ पर खाने का मन कर रहा है, अगर something exquisite is coming on the way, I'll stop, I'll eat, I'll stay. Everything is impromptu. I want it to be flexible. Now, we're going from Karwar, which is just off South Goa. We're driving to Mangalore. Now, this is actually answering your question about scenic beauty as well. I'm driving. Suddenly on the right side, I start seeing blue water. Have you ever been to Juhu Beach?
Yeah.
Grey water.
No, I know what you're talking
So
about.
suddenly you start seeing blue water and I'm like, ये क्या हो रहा है? अभी मेरे पास गाड़ी है, so I have the liberty of stopping anywhere I want to. U-turn लेता हूँ, beach पर जाता हूँ. That's Maravante Beach. In fact, I didn't even know where I'm at. I have seen this place on reels many points in time at before. This is one of the most scenic drives in India, officially rated as one of the most scenic rides and even one of the best bicycling rides. So it's this one stretch, Maravante Beach. Whoever is watching it, just Google it at this point in time because I can't explain it perfectly. But it's just beautiful. Like it's blue water, you have great visibility. It's just amazing fun. And that's in a town called Udupi. Udupi में भी amazing खाना मिलता है.
Yeah.
And then I get into Mangalore and I am going to eat at places where locals eat at. So there's this restaurant called Machli, for example. Getting to have amazing cuisine within Mangalore.
I've been to Machli.
I love it. I went just a couple of weeks ago as well. So these are the type of things you get to witness. And I'll tell you what my 7-day trip was. My 7-day trip had 2 times, like while going, I was in Goa for 1 night. While coming back also, I was in Goa for 1 night. तो मैंने 2 रात पार्टी भी की है गोवा में. तो जिनको पार्टी करना अच्छा लगता है, हाँ मैंने पार्टी भी किया. मैंने आसपास के कोस्टल टाउन्स में क्रेजी खाना भी खाया. I stayed at 5-star resorts as well. When I was in Goa, I always like staying in South Goa. The Lalit is one of my favorite properties in South Goa. The golf resort and spa, great. Their rooms are amazing. Their private beach is amazing. Their pool is amazing. They even serve you food in the pool. Like they have a bar which is accessible within the pool, which is fun. So I had all of those type of elements within my trip, and it's a road trip. So I'm getting crazy food. I'm getting to party. I'm staying at top quality properties. I'm enjoying the drive. I went with my cousin, so we were sharing the drive. Not my dad. My dad is elder, so I don't give him the car. But because my cousin is young and I trust him, we're oscillating between driving seats and we're just having a ball of a time. Him and I, we're in the car, we enjoy each other's company, we're blasting Yo-Yo Honey Singh. So we both love Yo-Yo Honey Singh. हम लोग ने Yo-Yo Honey Singh का I think on that road trip 1000 या 1200 मिनट गाने सुन लिए होंगे.
That is
We're
fucking
just
insane.
blasting Yo-Yo Honey Singh, Blue Eyes, 1000 Miles, 4 bottle vodka, ऐसे कहते हैं hip hop, right? Just blasting Yo-Yo Honey Singh, Brown Eyes, everything. Sorry, Brown Rang, Blue Eyes, सब बहुत मजा आता है यार. And that's just the vibe. Like you're getting so many elements into a particular vacation, and it's an experience. Like this one trip with my and another thing I love about road trips, and I usually don't do it in large groups. Like I usually do it one to one because my plans are so impromptu and so unplanned. It always depends on एक बंदे ने हाँ बोल दिया ठीक है वो मेरे साथ चल रहा है. When you do a road trip with just one other person, right? In this age of social media, it's very challenging to actually have meaningful conversations. अभी तुम बाजू में अटके हो एक बंदे के साथ, तुम बात करने ही वाले हो. And when you're driving, it's just you and that one person. It's like you and I in this podcast right now. We're talking to each other. And you're just having a great conversation with the person you're traveling with. You're bonding, you're blasting music, you're having fun to music. You're stopping at all of those stops on the way, drinking chai, eating great food. Yeah, ऐसे experiences सबके लिए पहली बात तो होते नहीं है. But whoever enjoys these type of things, I mean, it's another story. I mean, these are stories you remember for a lifetime. Now, even if I think about the road trips that I've done with my dad, I've done 4 to 5 different road trips with my dad. He's 65, like I said. What better opportunities for someone like me to spend quality time with my father at this age? You know, we all talk about work-life balance. We talk about how, work is just keeping us too distracted from work. We're not able to spend time with our loved ones. We're barely able to meet friends and family. In this age, what can be better for a son to spend 7 days with his father in a car, side by side, having conversations, eating amazing food, and just, it's just beautiful.
तुम्हारी लड़ाई नहीं होती?
लड़ाई होती है, थोड़े बहुत arguments होते हैं, but that comes down to how you solve it. लेकिन भाई अगर हम लोग इतने road trips कर रहे हैं, so you know that even through the fights, we're having fun. And this is what I'm going to remember at the end of it. When you think back about what are the quality events that you spent with, what are the quality moments that you spent with your parents, I know for a fact that these road trips are going to keep me happy. Like मैंने अपने father के साथ इतने सारे road trips at his old age, at his young age, through it, इतने सारे road trips किए, इतने सारा quality towns, इतना सारा quality time spent किया है. As a son, you feel happier, and with the bond also you feel happier, and you've genuinely had fun. Flights, you will never remember. Road trips, you will remember for a lifetime. A vacation that you did with a road trip in it, you will remember it much longer than the trip that you did just by going in a flight.
Tell you a crazy story about, this is 2017. My father had come to visit me in Boston. I told you I went to America, right? 8,000 times मैंने बताया था. तो वो आए थे मुझसे मिलने के लिए. मैंने कहा पापा पे एक प्रैंक खेलते हैं. तो मैंने कहा पापा कहीं ऐसे ना, ये अब आए हो, आप पैसे भी दोगे तो हम तो जा सकते हैं. तो स्टूडेंट के तो आप मेरे को $1000 देते हो, उसमें रेंट सब कुछ होता है. अब जाएंगे. मैं खुश हो गया. तो कह रहे चलो जहाँ चलना है. मैं कहा बहुत अच्छा बीच टाउन है, प्रोविंस टाउन. मैंने उन्हें बताया नहीं वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट का गे कैपिटल है. ठीक है. मेरे पापा अच्छे हैं, लिबरल आदमी है, लेकिन ये मैं अब एक्सपीरियंस करना चाह रहा था. सो वी टुक अ ट्रेन फर्स्ट, देन वी टुक अ बस. द बस टेक्स यू थ्रू दिस very narrow, snaky kind of situation where you see all kinds of terrain. At summer in the northeast is beautiful because जितना ठंड होता है उतना ही pleasant हो जाता है वो. उस बस के अंदर मेरा पासपोर्ट और वॉलेट वगैरह सब गिर गया था क्योंकि मैं सो रहा था. तो किसी ने मेरे को हमें पकड़ाया. हम वहाँ पहुँचते हैं काफ़ी लंबे समय के बाद, और वहाँ पे बाहर ना दो अफ्रीकन अमेरिकन चिजल्ड इतनी सी थोंग के अंदर स्वागत कर रहे हैं ऐसे लोगों का. माय फादर इज लाइक व्हाट द फक इज हैपनिंग हियर. Wherever you go, there's just a field of gays.
Yeah.
Just endless gays. Wherever you go, gays. It's gay festival, right? And it's in full gusto. और हम एक bed and breakfast लेते हैं, ठीक है, to hide, because he has to adjust his senses.
Yeah.
Just how gay this is. Eventually he does. Then we go out. People start hitting on my dad. They start hitting on me. Is that gay? And they assume we're partners. So it's fantastic. I've done many vacations with him. That one thing where हम लोग बॉस्टन से यहाँ गए, फिर हम बीच पे बैठे, फिर हम वापस गए. I will always remember it as the funniest time I spent with my dad, where I scandalized him, till this day he talks about it, right?
Yeah.
That is something. I would love to do that. I think he will always criticize my driving and say कि हाँ ध्यान से बचत करके. But if I can convince him, dude, I would love to. He went to college in Bihar. I would love to drive with him through Bihar and Jharkhand.
Bro, I'm telling you, every son needs a boys trip with their father. I mean, jiska bhi jamta hai, like, I know there are many things with many people where, let's not get into all of that. But I personally feel that, yeah, all guys need to have a single guys trip with their dad. It's so fun, yaar. Like, you get to learn, like, a lot of things about your father as well. Like, how their mindset works. फिर बहुत सारे बकचोदी साथ में करने मिलती है. You will encounter such situations, which is brand new for both of you. Like, suddenly in a town full of gay people. Like, this is new for both of you. So how you react in this situation, every guy needs to do a trip with their father.
Yeah.
I do multiple trips. बहुत मजा आता है. I to do a lot of them.
Would you be down to go to Chambal?
Chambal.
Is Chambal good for driving?
Chambal.
जो चंबली घाटियाँ होती हैं, where the famous Dakus, Phulan Devi and all used to be there, right? It's considered lawless. Have you ever driven through a very lawless area?
So I'll tell you this. मैं actually ये सब चीज़ों में ना काफ़ी adventurous हूँ. And so you were asking me, do my dad and I, don't we ever argue on road trips? So this is the difference between him and I. So I am, maybe it's because I'm younger, I'm actually very adventurous. तो ऐसे जब आप story बोलोगे ना कि रास्ते पर डाकू वाकू होने वाले, अंधेरा बहुत होने वाला है, थोड़ा सा dangerous है, तो मेरे को वो ये adrenaline वाला kick आता है कि यार इसी की वजह से मेरे को करना है adventure. But my father is completely anti all of this. But depending on the car, अगर मेरे पास थार है, फॉर्च्यूनर है, गाड़ी में कुछ ना कुछ मारने पीटने के लिए है, हाँ भाई जरूर. I'll do that चंबल वाला रोड ट्रिप जहाँ पर थोड़े बहुत डाकू वाकू आ सकते हैं.
Yeah.
It depends on how you take care of it. I'm not going to do it in my Honda City, but if I had a Thar or something, कर देता.
What about bikes?
I'm not that big into bikes.
Yeah.
I have no interest also for bikes. So biking is not a passion that I have as such. And this is not because I have a thing against bikes or anything.
No, you're called cars with Rohit, not bikes with Rohit.
Yeah, I'm not called bikes with Rohit, and it's also about upbringing. Like, since a young age, there's been a lot of cars at home. In fact, we've had a lot of bikes also. My dad used to like bikes quite a bit. But I just never happened to get into bikes. But yeah, just cars. Just as a thing. Like, कभी गाड़ियों के कभी बाइक्स के अंदर मैं घुसा ही नहीं.
Can you fix a car?
Yeah, I actually
man, you're the first.
I cover a lot of these reels even on my Instagram. So that's a part of, so I'm learning a lot even as a content creator, by the way. So because that's one of the aspects I cover. Not only is it finance, but I also help people on how they can fix their cars, service. You know, half the times जो हम लोग yearly servicing कराते हैं, आधे चीजें तो तुम लोग खुद कर सकते हो without having to pay labor charges.
So say more.
Huh?
Say more, like what do you mean?
So for example, your engine oils, changing your wiper blades, these type of things can be done on your own. You can buy the products for significantly cheaper. You can get things done. You can obviously change your tire on your own as well. Like अगर कोई puncture आ गया, people should know how to change a tire. At least that is something that people should do. I think, this is actually an Indian problem. I'll tell you why. Because in India, a lot of us have had the luxury of taking services and help for everything. Domestic help, labor is reasonable. तो पंक्चर वाले अंकल है, रिपेयर वाले अंकल है. Because labor is so reasonable in India, we have just been spoiled कि जब भी कोई भी काम आता है ना, सीधा बंदे को बुला लो, कारपेंटर को बुला लो, पेंटर को बुला लो, सर्विसिंग में गाड़ी भेज दो, टायर वाले के पास भेज दो. When you go to America or you go to any Western country, people have to do these things on their own. Otherwise, it's very, very expensive. So people pick up these skills. Honestly, most of these skills are very, very easy. Half the things, when you give your car for a regular servicing, there's not a lot of things they're changing. They're changing the air filter, easy. You can change it on your own. They're changing engine oil, easy. You can do that on your own. You can buy that also. Brake fluid oil change कर रहे हैं, वो भी तुम कर सकते हो. I'll tell you another thing. लोगों के मानसून में वाइपर ब्लेड्स खराब हो जाते हैं. They are fine driving with wipers that are scratching their windscreen all the time, rather than just going to a small shop nearby, buying a replacement and doing it themselves. They'll waste days on it thinking कि यार अभी रिपेयर वाले के पास जाना पड़ेगा. नहीं यार, बहुत आसान होती है. There are quick YouTube tutorials. You can follow Cars with Rohit. I keep making these reels also. But half the things can be done on your own. And you don't really need repairmen or service centers unless you have a serious flaw. अगर engine में problem है, खुद मत करना. जाओ सर्विस सेंटर. अगर जेन्युइनली कोई डैमेज हुआ है जिसके लिए प्रोफेशनल हेल्प चाहिए तो जाओ प्रोफेशनल के पास. बट हाफ द थिंग्स कैन बी डन ऑन योर ओन.
Would you want to, just as a fun experiment, work in a garage for say a month
For a month,
Yeah.
no, and that's not because it's not a fun job or something, but because of the work conditions, bro.
अच्छा
बहुत गंदे होते हैं
गंदे होते
सब.
हैं अमेरिकन गराज नहीं होता ऐसे वो विंड डीजल वाला जिसके अंदर आप शू शा गाड़ी
हाँ,
बूस्ट करके
इंडिया के गराजेस में 1 महीना काम करना मुश्किल होएगा. But 1 month is too long. But I actually don't mind probably going to a garage over a weekend and actually learning from them. That'll be, I mean, I'm actually also thinking about this from a content creator point of view right now, to be honest. अगर एक वीकेंड में गराज में स्पेंड करूंगा तो काफी सारी चीजें मेरे को सीखने मिलेंगे, which not only will help me in my everyday life, will also help my followers. It'll also
Yeah.
make for great content. But yeah, from that perspective, I don't mind. But you don't need to go to a garage to learn half of these skills, by the way. You can get it on YouTube or you can get them on Instagram. It's always, we've discussed this before. It's always about your willpower. Again, you can do these very simple things. It's just about wanting to do it. और एक दो बार कर लिया ना, उसके बाद तीसरी बार तुम अपने आप खुद ही करोगे.
Have you ever raced go-karts?
यस, बचपन में. अभी मैं इनफैक्ट संडे को भी जाने वाला हूँ पवई में. तो या, गो कार्ट्स
With who are you going?
with my girlfriend.
Okay.
So I have done go-karts quite a bit. उसमें बहुत मजा आता है क्योंकि you can over there ठोको in peace.
Dude, नहीं
और race
ठोकने
in
में
peace.
पेनल्टी होती है रोक देते हैं आपकी वो
I've had the free flow once जहाँ पर इतना नहीं
Where
होता.
where
Smash में I was having a lot of fun. Smash में गए हो लोअर परेल?
यार I thought it was for kids.
No, I went there as an adult. In fact, when I was a
Okay.
kid, it wasn't open only. It
Okay.
only opened when I was in
So
around
in
college.
Noida, I've been going to the go-karting thing very often.
Yeah.
Where a friend of mine, Onkar, he's a comedian. He's 70 kilos. So he got like 2 seconds or 8 seconds faster. And my Summer, my friend, he's 90 and he was 100, I was 90 at the time. I was quite fat. We were very pissed off because we were only 0.1 seconds apart, right? Which means I'm the shittiest driver. Not true at all because I bet him the next time. Fastest lap मेरा है. पर ये है जीता जा रहा है हमसे. And that, for me, it's the closest thing you can get to in safely competitive racing. भाई बहुत मजे आते हैं.
Yeah, go-karting has a level of fun on its own. मतलब वो सब चीजें practical life में you get to do it via go-kart, which you wish you could have done in a car. So that adds an element which makes it super fun. Unfortunately मैंने इतने भी बार go-karting नहीं किया है, but जब भी किया है बहुत मजा आता है.
Bro, when you go again without your girlfriend, right? Then, and if you want to just do a boys go-karting, I have riled up and got excited a bunch of guys about the benefits of go-karting.
There's a plan we can do. I haven't go-karted much. You love go-karting. I don't mind trying it out. Let's see kiska lap
ठीक है,
faster है.
What's your height?
I'm 6'1".
6'1", right? I'm 6 feet. Well, I'm 5'11.8", but if you stretch my neck, I'm 6.
हाँ, तो almost same ही है height हम दोनों का. So let's go. Smash Lower Parel, I know, has it. If you know any other good place for go-karting, चलते हैं.
100% down. You could like, it's just something I want to do for fun because see what happens is when you do it with friends, like guys love to compete in this shit. Bro, it gets so like मुझे याद है जो जैसे तुम्हारे ऐसे लोग जो गर्लफ्रेंड के दाए होते हैं ना उस ट्रैक पे उनके हमने दही तोड़ दिया हम लोगों ने उनकी. Because we were so aggressive.
I said I'm going with my girlfriend next. I haven't ever been with my girlfriend till date, but when we
it's
go,
gonna be different, bro. It's gonna be a different experience because like some people are just there like just chit chat. We are going there with like vengeance. वो क्या कहते हैं दस्ताने पहना देते हैं आपको, हेलमेट पहना देते हैं और फिर उसके बाद just
boys trips का वही तो मजा आता है.
Yeah.
Like boys trips have their own vibe because of all of this, or not just trips or anything that you do with the guys. That's always.
Have you figured out cornering yet? Like cornering logic? No.
Cornering logic, all of that stuff I haven't gotten into.
Oh, great, man. We'll fucking race. It'll be a fun time. Yeah.
It'll be fun. See, I'm gonna keep it very simple. Like it's going to be new for me. मजे करेंगे. वो figure out कर लेंगे.
Where can people follow your work?
Cars with Rohit, Instagram. So right now I'm only on Instagram. Maybe we'll get into YouTube sometime soon as well. That's not on the cards right now. But right now on Instagram, Cars with Rohit.
Love your energy. बहुत मजा आया. And I'm glad how it turned out. It's against your engineering training and it's against my training as well. But ultimately, I think that there is just cars.
Yeah.
You don't have to know specs. You don't have to turn into an auto car, Top Gear enthusiast. गाड़ी चलाना एक सुख है. It's one of the oldest things. First, the Maharajas and the elites could afford it. Now everyone can afford it to a certain level. The ability to locomote from one place to the other, and I would say see the country right now, right? Because there's a great book called On the Road.
Okay.
Author called Jack Kerouac, 1940s. So they did 2 years of back-to-back road trips. So 2 साल लगातार just back and forth across America.
Yeah.
Which is a huge country. and on the way their car keeps breaking down and whatnot happens. But it's this sense of like, how well do you know your country? Well, you don't if you'd use airplanes or even trains for that matter. The only way is if the car is an extension of you, and you're right, depending on which country you're in, your right wheel or your left wheel is on the white stripe of the road, and the road extends infinitely, and you keep driving and your life changes.
It's an adventure on its own, right? Like you're driving across a country and it's just you with your car and your buddies. Anything that goes wrong on the way, you have to solve it then and there. You could get stuck in the middle of nowhere and you have to get yourself out of it. True nature instinct at that time. Can you help yourself? I mean, all of those things are exactly what makes it fun. That adventure. So yeah, be adventurous. Follow cars with Rohit.
Hell yeah, man. Men need a quest, and it's one of the greatest things to say कि आज हमें यहाँ पहुँचना है.
हाँ, वही उसी में सबसे ज्यादा मजा आता है. Like all, it's a quest on its own thing. And when you keep it impromptu, that's one more element to the adventure. Because जब तुम्हें मालूम ही नहीं है कि तुम अगला क्या करने वाले हो, तुम्हारे रास्ते में क्या आने वाला है, क्या होने वाला है, that the uncertainty is exactly what makes it fun.
You should make a Cars with Rohit playlist for road trips.
I have a ton on my Apple Music already. Problem है कि मैं Apple Music use करता हूँ, बाकी सब
Spotify use करते
so
हैं.
I'm not able to share my playlists.
But awesome, man. Thank you for your time. I had a
Thank you
blast
so
talking to you.
much. That was
Cheers.
super fun.